This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us on this Tuesday. I'm Rebecca Vargas.
And I'm Don Brennan, along with Josh Stone. And Josh is here with bells on this morning. And maybe you can tell us what to look forward to, because it's a little hot and steamy in here.
Yeah, they say fall is 2 days away. I don't know about this.
Mostly like a summertime pattern right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, fall technically is supposed to happen on Thursday, but it looks like we're going to continue to stay in this pattern. We have a westerly wind that helps with that west coast sea breeze, brings some showers, mostly inland, but it also brings, you know, uncomfortable conditions, kind of muggy conditions. You have that humid air off the Gulf of Mexico coming in. Right now, if you walk outside, well, it's muggy. 79 degrees our current temperature here in Sarasota. 74 is the dew point. It's 84% the humidity. So, yeah, not really feeling like fall so much. Up north, though, traveling up north maybe over the next few days, you'll feel a little dryness to the air. So that's good. But here, not so much. As far as rain goes, maybe a few scattered showers out here in the Gulf of Mexico. We could get some morning rainfall in some areas today, but as we go through the afternoon hours, the rainfall actually will develop most likely east of I-75 and then move eastward along the spine of the state and then continue to move to the other coast. As far as highs today, topping out in the low 90s. Looks like there's some activity in the tropics. We'll talk about it coming up later.
Thank you, Josh. Taking a look at Suncoast roadways, and right now things are picking up. You see volume, but that's normal for this time of the morning. As you come across in Palmetto to the Green and DeSoto bridges from Ellington, looks like a little bit more volume than normal, and also going over the Green Bridge into downtown Bradenton, but nothing major, no accidents or delays all over Bradenton. 75, 301, 41 looking good. And also in Sarasota, same, those major roadways looking good, as are the arteries out to 75 from the coast, and South County too is free and clear of any delays. Topping our news this morning, Mosaic is going public about a massive sinkhole at one of the company's plants that has caused 215 million gallons of water, of what Mosaic calls slightly radioactive water, into the water supply source for millions of Floridians.
Yikes. It all started more than 3 weeks ago at the Polk County plant. An employee discovered the sinkhole, and the company says it immediately contacted the EPA and DEP. Mosaic also says it's been able to contain a lot of the toxic material and that residents should not be concerned about contaminated drinking water. But environmentalists and residents aren't just shrugging this off.
That's all, you know, very important that everyone understands that while it's a significant situation, that we had contained it and there was no risk to public health.
Phosphate mining has been leaving scars on our state that you can see from space. It damages our wetlands, our rivers, our coastal waters.
Florida's Department of Environmental Protection says staff members are performing frequent site visits to make sure timely and appropriate response continues. In Sarasota, the city's treatment manager says that water in aquifers travels very slowly and residents should be aware, but not concerned. We'll be checking in with Manatee County officials today to see what they have to say about this issue. Meanwhile, Mosaic is pushing back a hearing with Manatee County commissioners to rezone property to expand operations, allowing for more phosphate mining at the Wingate East mine. An attorney for the company has requested the hearing be rescheduled to January, and the county approved that request, scheduling it for January the 26th. According to the Bradenton Herald, Mosaic says that this delay is due to timing conflicts. They want to make sure there's enough time for their hearing with commissioners. Well, one of Sarasota County's 2 representatives in Tallahassee made a rare appearance before the Sarasota City Commission to compare notes on the biggest issues facing our region.
ABC 7's Ray Collins has the story.
The doctor was in Monday night. Orthopedic surgeon and state representative Julio Gonzalez did not need an advanced degree to diagnose Sarasota's biggest issues.
I believe the top priority for me regionally and that's going to consume most of my attention is the issue of homelessness.
And then he said the phrase that made the day of the mayor and the city commission.
Perhaps one of the solutions that we should be looking at is expanding the budgetary pot, the budgetary allocation to that.
Music to their ears, and the mayor asked Gonzalez to help Sarasota network with other areas of the state so they don't have to reinvent the wheel when it comes to ending the homeless crisis.
How do we get the conversations between those that are already there?
Gonzalez agreed to help and then went on to the next hot topic, he says, to help those who are working but still can't afford to live in Sarasota.
And that challenge trickles down to the employer, because then it becomes really difficult for an employer to hire the supporting personnel that they need to build their company and build their enterprise.
In fact, City Commission recently approved plans to build hundreds of apartments for the working class and service industry in this empty lot off Fruitville Road. Looking ahead to the next session in Tallahassee, Gonzalez says the next big issue there might likely be workers' compensation reform.
There were a couple of Supreme Court opinions that changed the landscape, and I think we'll have to see us addressing that this year.
And Florida's annual 2-month session begins on March 7th. In the newsroom, Ray Collins, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
So while one state leader was here regarding homelessness, Sarasota County leaders are in Tallahassee to do the same. According to the Herald Tribune, local government officials and nonprofit groups will meet with the leaders of a Come As You Are shelter in Tallahassee for a presentation today. The Kearney Center for Comprehensive Emergency Services is a 24-hour shelter that started last year from a public-private partnership. Sarasota leaders think a similar shelter could work here on the Suncoast, so the meeting takes place today at 1:30 in the afternoon. Also, the Sarasota County City Commission has approved the budget for the upcoming fiscal year. Commissioners adopted the $206 million in the meeting last night. That's about $12 million more in the budget than last year. The tax rate will remain the same, but the city will benefit from increased property values, which have gone up about 30% in the past 5 years.
Manatee County commissioners have approved an amendment to the comprehensive land use plan, making it easier to redevelop property along 6 urban corridors. The areas include Manatee Avenue, Cortez Road, 53rd Avenue, and Tamiami Trail. This change would let developers build triple the amount of homes and double the amount of commercial space than previously allowed. The Planning Commission will now look at specifics to revise the current land development code and provide further recommendations. The County Commission will go over those recommendations at 2 meetings in November. And changes to an ordinance can make it easier to preserve historic properties in Manatee County. According to the Bradenton Herald, commissioners have approved a law that will allow owners of the property to get tax exemptions for 10 years on the value of improvements made to the home to maintain it. If a nonprofit group owns the property and it's open to the public, 100% of its value would be tax exempt. The exemptions apply to property taxes levied by the county, and the changes come after the demolition of the Beth Salem house to build a racetrack gas station earlier this year. The city of Anna Maria is making its first move in a legal battle with nearly 70 of its rental property owners. 67 claims have been filed against the city since April, when it voted to limit rental occupancy to a total of only 8 people. The city has since approved 28 offers for those claims. Each offer would allow for a different occupancy limit, but in some cases, the city has also offered to purchase the property at the appraisal price, which is significantly lower than market price and could put the property owners in the hot seat.
It is certainly an interesting legal question moving forward as to whether the city can essentially force someone to sell their property or to forego their Harris claim.
Obviously, with a $4 million budget, you couldn't lay out that much capital. So we've looked at financing. We've also looked at selling some of those offers prior to closing.
The mayor acknowledges that city officials expected legal challenges to come up when they voted to limit the rental occupancy. Now, if owners decline either option, their claim will likely go to court, but the same lawyer says it could be risky if a judge agrees that the city made a fair offer. State College of Florida faculty members have moved ahead with unionizing. They're now the 10th Florida State College to do so, and according to the United Faculty of Florida, the 72 to 25 vote came after the SCF's Board of Trustees unanimously agreed in January to end continuing contracts, also known as tenure, for their new faculty hires. After that decision was made, faculty members delivered a vote of no confidence in the board. A ribbon-cutting ceremony happening today celebrating a new school for children with autism. The celebration is free and open to the public and will include tours, a bounce house, food and entertainment, all beginning at 2:30. With the new facility, the Academy will be able to serve double the amount of students. The ABA Academy is a nonprofit organization helping children with autism spectrum disorders and other disabilities between the ages of 5 and 21. The school is now located in the 7500 block of Clockstress Drive in Sarasota.
And today marks the beginning of 24 hours of giving.
In just a few hours, hundreds of nonprofits across the Suncoast will take part in the Giving Challenge. The 5th annual challenge, which is supported by the Community Foundation of Sarasota, the Manatee Community Foundation, and the Patterson Foundation, which runs from noon today through noon tomorrow. The nonprofits will be vying for matching funds of those who donate. Last year, they raised a record $6 million through 36,000 donations. I know this is always a huge event in our area, and so many of these organizations are doing special things today to raise money.
Yeah,
so.
It really brings out the philanthropy in the area, and it feel-good feeling of everybody, you know, and it really does feel better to give than to receive.
Agreed. So there's so many things going on today. We've got Honor Animal Rescue that's going to be doing canine karaoke. Stephanie and I are going to be participating in that. This evening at the Polo Grill.
Sounds like a lot of
How exactly do you do that?
Canine, well, I don't know if they're going to be there'll be some canines around, but we're going to do some karaoke for fun and raising money for Honor Animal Rescue. So that'll be fun, and there's so many. Sail of Freedom is a great organization as well.
Indeed.
There's so many amazing ones in our area. So.
Well, if you're going to be outside today, I mean, it looks like it's going to be a fairly nice day. Showers could develop in the afternoon, but I think that's going to be probably east of the viewing area. Okay. So that should not hamper our plans outside today.
Okay, good. All right, we'll look forward to that full report. And when filling up your tank, is there a difference between regular gas and premium grades? A new report might surprise you. Stay with us.
Stand out in your new wild Lexus. Lease a new 2016 Lexus ES350 for only $329, or enjoy 0.9% APR, just $329, exclusively at Wild Lexus of Sarasota on Clark Road.
ABC 7 News at 7 weeknights. ABC 7's My Suncoast News app is better than ever with a brand new design that's faster and easier to use. Download our free My Suncoast News app on your mobile device at your app store of choice. Powered by the Eye Associates, providing sight for life.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com. A-N-D services.com.
Attention, this is an important message for anyone who had an IVC filter placed to prevent blood clots from traveling to their heart or lungs. Did your IVC filter move, break, or cause organ damage? The FDA warns that IVC filters may cause serious complications, such as heart or lung damage, internal bleeding, even death. If you or a loved one suffered serious complications, call IVC Filter Helpline now. You may be entitled to compensation. IVC filters are designed to prevent blood clots. If your IVC filter moved or broke and you suffered heart or lung damage, internal bleeding, or if a loved one died as a result, call IVC Filter Helpline today. Our network of experienced attorneys is ready to fight for you. You'll pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. Call today for a free confidential consultation. Don't fight this alone. Call IVC Filter Helpline now.
Please call 800-897-6764. That is 800-897-6764.
Has chronic knee pain, arthritis, or osteoarthritis of the knee robbed you of your mobility? Would you like your pain-free life back again? Then call now. You may qualify for a new non-surgical, drug-free treatment for knee pain. Even if you've tried other treatments with little or no relief, you may still be a candidate for our Advanced Arthritis Relief Protocol. This emerging treatment is covered by most insurance, including Medicare. Suffer no longer. Call right now and get your mobility pack.
Stand out in your new wild Lexus. Lease a new 2016 Lexus RX 350 for only $419 or enjoy 0.9% APR, just $419, exclusively at Wild Lexus of Sarasota on Clark Road.
Okay, good morning to you. It is Tuesday morning, time to wake up, rise and shine, and we're going to walk out to some very muggy conditions. It's 79 here in Sarasota, 81 in Cortez right now. A little further away from the coast it gets a little bit cooler and more comfortable. 70 for you in Lake Placid and Sebring, and it feels a lot more comfortable inland, but that's to be expected. You're along the coast, it's going to be a little more warm, especially in the morning hours. So here's our forecast for today. We're going to top out in the low 90s. Our average is 89, so once again we'll be above average. Expect scattered storms maybe along the coast in the morning hours, but then redeveloping inland during the afternoon. We have that west coast sea breeze, which tends to bring the showers inland and move them eastward. So any big storms that fire up today will most likely be along the spine of the state and then continue to move eastward. The tropics for our immediate area are quiet, and that's what we like to talk about here. And as far as Suncoast goes, well, no real activity on our radar. There's a few showers and storms off here, well off the northeast coast of Florida, moving into the Atlantic. But right now, along the Suncoast, everything very quiet on the radar. Maybe, well, I saw a little light shower here in northern Manatee County, near Hillsborough, but everything else looks pretty tame at this time.